Welcome everyone. Today's video we're going to take out my smaller bananas that have been in my small shed, and let's be honest, how wet it's been, they're just getting moister. Is that a word? You know, they're simply not drying out, right? So I'm figuring, what's the harm in getting them out? Even though they're smaller, if we get some cold nights, we can chuck some fleece over them. Certainly not doing them any good being in there anyway. So without further ado, let's get into this banana video. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a couple different banana varieties. We have the musa bajoo, which is the green hardy banana, and that occupies 90% of my collection. But last year I did buy a sikkimensis, which is the tiger leaf banana, and it's an absolute beaut. And I was unsure as to how it was going to do over winter. I know they're pretty hardy-ish if you give them a bit of a wrap, but I didn't do anything with mine. I simply put mine in this building behind you, didn't wrap it up. All the smaller bananas went into there, and I'm talking anything which was waist height or below. The ones which were that height in the garden I've actually lost. But I was really surprised to see my tiger leaf banana is done fantastic. It's a little bit wet on top, just like the musa bajoo, to be perfectly honest. But I figured let's get it out, and I'm going to plant one today because I know exactly where it's going. It's going to add some real nice different leaf patterns. I'm going to sit it right next to a Cleopatra canna lily. I'll put a picture of the Cleopatra in just here, and I think it's going to work really, really well. It's going to give some height to the centre of the garden, right next to my paddleonia tree, the foxglove tree, which I will keep pollarding so it becomes a standard, right? But the other stuff, I want your advice really. So I'm going to show you the other borders that I reckon they should go in, and I want you to let me know down below where I should be planting my other two musa bajoo, because I do want to get other clumps to this size. Just on topic of these musa bajoo, right? So in my head all winter, I was going to divide these. I was going to take them out of this big clump because it's easier to kind of maintain through the winter, to put like a singular tube over, right, and wrap it up. Or that's what I found when I didn't have a big clump. I just simply had one. I found that super easy. So I was going to divide these literally in half and then transfer that somewhere else in the garden. But I can't do it. I just can't do it to myself. Now let me know down below if you had plans until it actually comes to it, where you completely change your mind. I was 100% sure I was going to split this, take this other side of the garden, create some height straight away. But I can't do it to it. It's just a plant, right? But I can't do it. So just while we're on subject of bananas, I figured I'd just do a quick summary for those who are new here. I've had quite an influx of new subscribers, and I really appreciate each and every single one of you, whether you've watched since I think it's 3 or 4 years ago now, or whether you're new. So we'll give you a quick roundup of the hardy banana, what you need to do growing it throughout the season as well. Now, the hardy banana is exactly what it says on the tin. It is hardy if you take care of it a little bit over winter. So what we tend to do with it, and all the gardeners on here, they have different ways of doing it. But what we do is we either wrap it up with fleece. So that's what I did for the top layers this year. And I got away with it, right? I got away with it because we've had such a mild winter. But what I really should have done is hay or straw. I should have created like a support all the way around. What I did last year was I actually put mesh all the way around, and I built that up from literally the base of the plant all the way to the top of the plant, and then I stuffed straw just straight down it right to the base all the way to the top, and then I fleeced it 2 or 3 times. That worked out really well. It was really easy to do, and that is the best way to keep them keep your height, should I say, over winter. Now, the reason why they are the musa bajoo, the hardy banana, is they will come back from the ground after winter, right? So I'll show you, I've lost a couple of mine this year, and I didn't really wrap them up too good. And I've got to be completely honest with you guys, sometimes in the garden it gets hard. It gets hard mentally to sort of keep going and keep things motivated, and I just lost interest. if I'm being honest. And I knew I wanted to save these, and I got away with that, but I didn't get away with these ones. So let me show you those before I show you the tiger leaf palm, the tiger leaf banana palm. Now, as you can see, it was a decent sized clump for what it was. I had several plants in here, and the big one was really quite established, and it just completely rotted down, purely down to location in my garden, right? And this is the other pile as well. I've just simply chucked some straw over this one, but it is completely mushy. So we're just gonna have to see whether these are gonna come back. And like I said, I think this is gonna come back, but I'm not entirely sure the other side is, just purely where it is in the garden. But let me know down below if you lost any bananas in the past. Have they come back? And I mean, they should do, right? Hardy banana. Or is it certain areas in your garden where they have, certain areas where they haven't? Now, this is my tiger leaf banana. You can tell the difference. It's come out slightly yellower. I think that's probably down to the lack of sunlight, but you can actually tell by the little indentations and the patterns on the inside of the actual leaf itself already. Like I've said, it's extremely wet, extremely wet. So it feels pretty firm, to be fair. So even if I have to cut that down a little bit more, I may have to, but we're going to give it 2 chances, right? Let's get it in the ground. If it comes on to frost any night, I'll chuck some fleece over it. And then I have more musa bajoo, and this is what I want your help with, right? I want to know where you guys think this should go in the garden. So just to my right, I have my large tetrapanax, and this is hopefully going to be an absolute beast this year. But I am literally thinking, so I've got my variegated Photinia. So the name of the Photinia is Pink Marble. I think it's going to work really well next to it, and it's literally just this gap right here. So I want to add some height in the border just here. Obviously I need to paint the fence before I get these big leaves, right? But this is kind of where I want to add some height. Or I'm thinking about adding some real height into the corner there. Now, I was thinking about a tetrapanax, but I've already got one over here. Feel like it's a little bit close to the boundary, because tetrapanax can have a tendency to run just a little bit. I think the Rex variety isn't so much of a runner. I've actually got both varieties in my garden, and I'll show you the difference in the leaves a little bit later on in the season. So I'm thinking big banana clump in there, start growing one in the corner. That'll also look great as you come through the side of the house, as will all of this, right? Or to the right here with the pink marble. Unsure, but I know I'm not having more than one clump in here. I know repetition is very good, and I get that, but I'm trying to come away from banana plants a little bit now. I want to try and find sort of more hardier things which won't give me as much aggro over winter, because I really only want 3 to wrap up over winter. I don't want any more than that, or 3 clumps should I say, over winter. Or would you put it in the brand new bed? So this is behind the greenhouse, which is in front of the swing set, and it's a little bit of a hidden bit, but I do genuinely feel it will give some great height no matter where it goes. But I'm unsure, because I'm happy to wait for this to mature, if that makes sense. I'm happy to sort of bring my bigger plants into certain areas that are really starting to look great in the garden, because Rome wasn't built in a day, was it really? The best way to eat an elephant, bit at a time, and that's kind of what I'm doing. So let me know, what would be your choice? Would it be next to the Photinia? Would it be next to the greenhouse, or new bed? So let me know, please let me know your thoughts, because that's where I'm going to be planting it. So let me show you how wet these are, and we're actually going to plant the sikkimensis up in just a second. So the tiger leaf banana I actually bought last year for just £9 from B&M, and I'll certainly be looking for another if I can get the same kind of deal right this year. So as mentioned, this is the bed it's going to go into. Now, if you are new to banana growing or new to tropical style gardening, a lot of my banana plants I've actually cultivated myself. They're very easy to split and create your own plant, but I'll be doing that when it's when the ground's warming up a little bit. so they don't have too much of a shock, right? But I'll definitely show you how to do that if you guys stay tuned. There we have it. So it's planted out and I feel pretty good about it. Apologies for a little bit of a rushed vlog. I'm pretty under the weather at the moment, but I'm just making the most of getting out while it's nice and trying to do a little bit every day in the garden. So if you did enjoy it, then please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help the channel out. Drop a comment down below as it helps share it out to others who love gardening just like we do, right? Until tomorrow, I'll see you in the garden. You take care. Let me know what you guys think.